The thyroid be the problem? That's today's video. Hello everybody, my name is Ryan. This is High Carb Regenerator. Welcome to my channel. So today I wanted to talk about a little bit about thyroid. I'm going to give some backstory here though. I have been fluctuating between 260 and 280 for months now, like months. And everybody's commenting on how my face is skinnier or whatever. But I have been fluctuating. It's driving me crazy. Now, if you look at my thyroid numbers, they look like they're good, right? They look perfect. They're in the perfect range. If I get a chance, I'll show a screenshot of it. After I get into the computer here, I have some stuff in the computer I wanted to show you. Hopefully I get a chance to show you the thyroid, but it was perfect the last time. But I still have all the symptoms of low thyroid. So what is causing this? I don't know. But somebody sent me this email the other day. So I'm going to show you this syndrome. If I can find a YouTube channel, I'm going to, just watch a little bit of that. I don't want this to be a real long video, but I just wanted to talk about this because it's driving me crazy. I got people in the live stream calling me obese, and I can't really, it irritates me, but I can't really, say anything against it because my weight, versus my height and everything, my BMI is higher than it should be. Technically, it's always going to be higher than it should be because I lifted for, 20, 25 years or something like that. So I got more muscle mass on me than most people are going to have. But what is causing this other thing? Because if you watch my diet, the reason people always ask me to make a what I eat in a day video, but the reason I don't make those videos is because I eat the exact same thing every single day. So why one day the exact same thing I'll be 260 and I'll eat the exact same thing the next day and I'll be 280. And I literally have seen 10-pound fluctuations in a single day. I have a gallon container that I keep by my bed at night because the bathroom's downstairs and I don't feel like going down the stairs to go to the bathroom. So I go into the gallon. There are definitely nights that I fill the entire gallon. So that's 8 to 10 pounds right there that I lose just at the nighttime. That's a huge fluctuation. And then I'll wake up, I'll weigh myself, and I can be 5 to 10 pounds what I was the day before. And I'm eating the exact same thing. What is causing this? And my body won't let me get below 260. And I know people are going to come on here, the calorie in, calorie out warriors. I don't want to hear it. The only time that I have struggled even worse than I am now with my weight is when I did calories in, calories out. Not going to do it. I'm not going back to that depressed state. I'm not going back and have to buy muffins just to keep myself happy. I'm not going back to having eating a tub of hummus every night just to make myself not feel, like almost suicidal. Okay, I'm not doing it. I'm not going to do it. But what else is causing this? So I ordered a thermometer. I'm going to start doing the basal temperature like I used to back in the day. The disorder that I'm about to show you in a couple minutes here is actually extremely prevalent with Irish. Why, I don't know. And I also have mentioned in the past that I do have family. I have 2 other cousins that go through this exact same cycle that I do. Exact same. What causes it? We always thought it was pituitary because we all have this I don't know what size theirs is, but we all have this weird nodule on our pituitary glands. And none of us trust doctors, so we're not having it removed. So anyway, I'm going to try to, see what my basal metabolic temperature is. I can tell you that every time I go to the doctor, my temperature is actually low. I average between 96.9 and 97.1. And it's even crazier. It's even crazier to me. Now that I think about it, my calorie count does not change a whole lot in between me that goes to 225 and me that's 280. So what is causing this? Anyway, I'm going to hop in. I'm going to do a few things and then we're going to peace out. Anyway. All right. So before I really get started into this, I did want to show some of my vitals. I've noticed that both UH and Cleveland Clinic have me listed, I think, a little bit shorter than I actually am. So here in November 15th of last year, I was 96.9. And then I'm going to go around and I'm going to pull up my, actually, you know what? I'm going to go to the Cleveland Clinic first. So this is the Cleveland Clinic. You say I was 97.1 on that visit. And this is the day that I was told that I had, my liver was out of place and everything else was out of place. And you can kind of see it in the notes here. I can't really show anything else. I'm probably, half this is probably going to be blacked out, but so that's the temperature. And then I'll be right back. Okay, so I'm back. So here is the T4. This is from just, what was it, 3 months ago. 3 months ago, my, I can't really see it on the screen, but my T4 was a 1.09 and my TSH was a 1.53. For reference, so here's the reference range, the 0.61 to 1.12 for the T4. So I'm almost actually out of normal. And then here's the reference range for the TSH, so 0.44 to 3.98. So I'm on the lower end of the TSH. So you would think that weight would be falling off of me, but it's not. And then if you really look, I never really think about this, but I've never gone to a doctor. I've never actually taken my temperature, and it was 98.6, not in years. I never really thought much of it until somebody sent me this. All right, so here I am. So, you know, and I know a lot of people are going to come on here and roll their eyes and like, he's probably just eating like 50 avocados a day. He's just, you know, he's lying to us or whatever. But, you know, I started this channel more that I thought, you know, I thought this weight would have fallen off by now, but it is not the case. So people, I'm not going to really read this whole thing. I'm definitely remember to link this down below. I do have a video on it. I'm much more into listening than reading. But if you go into how often struggle with symptoms of fatigue, depression, fluid retention, which I always have, like I told you in the intro to this, that there is definitely nights where I pee out a gallon of you know, a gallon. So I retain water bad, no matter what even when fruitarian for like 3, 4, 5 days in a row, I still struggle with it. It's crazy. So headaches, I really don't get, but the dry skin and the dry hair, I always know something's wrong with it because I never have dandruff of any kind. I haven't washed my hair, which I'm sure looks crazy right now. I have not washed my hair in a decade. I don't need to. And when I do is when I get dry skin. So I stopped doing it. PMS, I don't think I have that. Irritability, definitely have that. Low libido, I probably could only do it once a day right now. Like when my libido is really going, like 3, 4, 5 times a day is not out of the question. Insomnia, I haven't really had it lately. Anxiety, sometimes, but I find that anxiety seems to be more thinking about the past. Because fear of things, I feel like people get fear from thinking about the future, and people have anxiety from thinking about the past. So if I don't think about the past, the anxiety kind of just goes away. I don't really have a ton of it. Their symptoms often come on or worsen under conditions of severe physical, mental, or emotional stress. And that's why I wanted to talk about this, because last year when my cat died, it really just, you know, between, you know, my 16-year relationship with Sandy ending, you know, taking this house over, all the bills that were involved with that, and then dealing with a sick cat, and then she passes away. It was just a lot. And so my temperature has been even lower than normal. And my normal is like 97.1. So anyway, here's this. What else? Under conditions, severe stress, divorce, or death of a loved one. I guess technically I went through both because, I mean, we were together for forever. Metabolism can slow down and the body temperature drops as a coping mechanism, but mine just does not feel like up. And, you know, here's one thing. I can never get these damn doctors to test my T3. I don't know why. So I'm going to bring this up to them and see if I can't get them to test my T3. They always tell me that if your T4 is fine, your T3 is fine. So anyway, yeah, I don't know. So you read here, T3 determines how fast we live, our metabolic rate, temperature. T3 stimulates the mitochondria that turn fuel into power. When mitochondria aren't functioning well, it's easier to gain weight and feel tired, which is something I struggle with, even though you see me crazy in these videos. Under condition of stress, the cell of the body convert less T4 to less. See, but that's the problem. Like I have a ton of T4. It's actually on the higher end of things, but my temperature is not. Consequently, the metabolism slows down, the body temperature drops, and the symptoms appear. How does WTS differ from hypothyroidism? There are many steps that lead from T4 being supplied by the thyroid gland and T3 having an effect in nucleus of the cell. T4 is supplied by the thyroid gland, travels through the bloodstream, is transported into the cells, and is converted into T3. T3 is then transported in the nucleus and does its job. So I'm going to go watch this video with you guys here, and then we're going to close it out. Like I said, I don't want this to be some like 30-minute video. So let's get started.
Podcast where we stand for total fitness freedom. I'm Allison Roberts, and this is
all right. So here we go. Let's watch this.
My dad, Dr. Wilson, and we are continuing our discussion on Wilson's temperature syndrome this week, and we're also going to be talking about like T3 treatment for Wilson's temperature syndrome, how to go about using that. So last week we left off, we were talking about potent growth.
Now I really have zero interest in being on some kind of like medication. So I don't know.
Groceries. So that's what my dad terms for herbs. And you know, you've done a lot of work with herbs, using herbs to help people to get their temperatures up and to help normalize and regulate their bodies. So is there anything else that you wanted to mention about herbs or potent groceries before we move on?
Well, I think it's interesting that the body's temperature can change. You know, like you would think, oh well, what does your body temperature run? I mean, we know our body temperatures change. Like we know we get a fever when we get sick. We know our temperature is probably low when we get cold and we start to shiver, and we know our temperature fluctuates. But our average temperature, or in other words, our metabolic rate, you know, a lot of people think, oh, I have a slow metabolism. And they think that's a permanent state of, or a permanent condition. Or I have a fast metabolism. But people with fast metabolisms, their metabolism can slow down. Everybody that, you know, gets older or goes through some stress and gains some weight knows what that is like. And people that have slow metabolisms, they can speed up as well. Real quick story.
I mean, that's the best news, right?
I had a lady, she had a temperature drop and she had symptoms. And I told her one of the things she could try is just avoid stress and get plenty.
I mean, could that be a dumber recommendation? Just avoid everything. I mean, there's so much stress in the world. I guess, what do you have to meditate 24/7? I mean, you're like, come on, man. Like, well, you know, avoid oxygen. Yeah, that's a good idea.
You have rest and exercise and eat properly, and maybe her temperature would come back up again to normal. She says, well, it's funny that you should mention that, because I spent a couple of years in Hawaii, and when I was in Hawaii, I was fine because she got plenty of rest and she didn't have stress. Her husband was in the military. She spent a lot of time on the beach eating coconuts and pineapple.
It must be nice. I mean, what if you don't have a sugar daddy?
And her temperature went to normal and she felt fantastic. But as soon as she came back to the mainland and had a more stressful life, her temperature dropped, she gained weight, she felt tired, she got all the symptoms back again. So that's what potent groceries can do for you. It can just supply you the nutrients you need for a healthy lifestyle, and sometimes that's enough to get somebody's temperature to normal. So the potency of herbs and the concentrated nature of herbs can make that more of a reality. You can make that more possible than eating like processed foods out of the middle of the grocery store, for example.
Oh, completely. Well, and I mean, if you think about it too, it makes sense that if you're eating stuff that's been heavily processed, it's probably...
I thought this video was actually going to be about what it is. Doesn't seem to be doing that. This one's labeled Wilson.
They could go to wilsonsyndrome.com, and then they could go to.
Is this the guy that coined the term? Maybe is that? I mean, because his last name is Wilson. You just never know.
Let me bring it up real quick. So if you go to wilsonsyndrome.com, and then you click on how we can help, and under the patient's menu of how you can help, you can click and find a practitioner. And actually, the first image that comes up on the homepage is find a professional. It says, let's see. I
did 12,000.
All right. You know, I think I'm going to end it here. Like I said, I didn't want to make this any long video. I'll probably cut this up quite a bit. It's interesting. I might actually go on this website, see if there's I'm sure that with the Cleveland Clinic being as big as it is, there's somebody. But yeah, it makes sense. I'm going to keep like a little notebook of it, and we'll see what happens. But there's something going on here. It just does not make sense what I go through all the time. Maybe it's just like on real high stress days, like the next day I might be 280, and low stress days I might be 260. But we need to get back down to a more normal range. Just because, look, like I just don't want to be carrying this weight around. It's really, I mean, that's bottom line. But anyway, I'm gonna send it out of here. All right, so thanks for watching. Hopefully this helps me, because if it helps me, then I can help others. I really want to coach people on this kind of stuff, but I really feel like an imposter at this point. Even though I've lost 150 pounds, it's like, why the rest of this just wants to stay on me? Maybe it loves me. Maybe it just does not want to leave. Maybe it's just, doesn't want to leave. So why? Why? What is causing this? And I got Durian Rider coming after me, saying I'm not on his the protocols. Okay, whatever he wants to say. Anytime somebody has a little issue, they're not doing his protocols. Well, whatever. Anyway, this really isn't a complaining video. This is like a baffling video. But comments, questions down below. Like, subscribe, and I'll talk to you in the next video.